Hi everyone, Silence here, and welcome to the movement! Just do it! Yeah! I don't know. I'm in a weird mood, it happens sometimes. Week 1, the new beginning. The bus lurches to a halt, dropping you off in front of a long-abandoned convenience store. You can smell loose garbage baking in the summer sun as clumps of hungry, dejected people pass you by. This is Kansk. The government ignores the part of the nation's capital they pretend doesn't exist, but these people are still here and they are worth fighting for. You hear the voice of Dr. Alexander, your old mentor. Hart, it's good to have you on the outside again. What happened to you and the other protesters at the university was horrible. How are you feeling? Don't we have work to do? I just want to get back to work. The police violence during our protest had to get us some international publicity, right? How are we capitalizing on that? Dr. Alexander nods knowingly. Things have only gotten worse out here. Poverty assistance has been cut to nothing. Police corruption is even more blatant. They don't even pretend we can vote anymore. We should blow everything up and start over. We can still fix this country. Well, that is the goal. But we have been fighting against the oppression of the poor for so long. I wonder if anything will ever change. But we have to try. Yes, we do. And to that end, we have a protest planned for this Friday on the steps of the courthouse. You should be there if you feel up to it. We'll show the government exactly what we stand for. Same old Hart. Mind always on the mission. Before the protest, you can help out by working at the office or finding tasks around the city. What can I do around the city? An anarchist group has risen up in Wharf District. They're violent, but could be useful. Also, the Students for Change at Westburg University have been asking for you. They could use your help. What can I do at the office? We always need a campaign for more followers and fundraise for more money. It's not glorious work, but you need money and followers to get things done. Sounds good. You got $250 and 375 followers. Go. 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 These are you and your lieutenants. Drag these portraits from the top of the screen to the location where you want them to go. Okay. This is your money and followers clout. You need them to start missions and make the movement go stronger. Okay. Once you drive your lieutenants to missions, press go and move to the dialogue swing. Okay. Get the vote out. Head to Westbury to help your old college friend Kai with voter registration on campus. Investigate the demonstration. There's a group of demonstrators impoverished at the Wharf districts whose numbers are growing. Investigate their protests. And campaign. Campaign to increase followers. Let's go to the protest first. Go. You head over to the Wharf District. A large crowd of demonstrators have begun marching through the streets there. Wait and see what happens. You watch as more and more people join the demonstration. The group appears to be led by an angry-looking man named Sid. Sid begins to speak. We will not suffer in poverty and destruction under the yoke of this oppressive regime. We will take back what's ours. He's right. The time has come to strike. The demonstrators began to chant about the evils of the current government. The mass of the people become increasingly violent. Hold on, we aren't rioters. You try to talk down some of the more aggressive demonstrators, trying to explain to them that violence will only damage their cause. You're not so sure about this. Most of them ignore you, but a few people seem to want to listen to reason. You give them the number for the movement's office. head back to the office. And we've gained about like 100. Week 2, the long-awaited day. It's morning, but the marble steps from the courthouse are already warm from the summer sun. Several dozen people have gathered for protests. Modest numbers, but enough to make a statement. Dr. Alexander walks over. Before you can say anything, you're interrupted by a screech of tires and a wail of sirens. Policemen file out of their squad cars, establishing a perimeter. A voice comes over the loudspeaker. "This is an unlawful assembly on government property. You are all under arrest. Failing to cooperate with the officer will result in the use of force." Hold your ground, this is our movement. Everyone stay still and do not resist. We knew this was a possibility when we came here, but just remember, if they hurt us, the world will know. The line of cops approaches. I don't know about this, Hart. They don't send this many cops unless they mean to make an example. You're putting everyone's lives in danger. You're right. We have to protect them. You and Dr. Alexander tried to do something, but it's too late. The cops drive through the crowd towards you, leaving piles of unconscious protesters in their wake. A cop swings a night whip at your head. The stick cracks against your skull, sending you sprawling onto the pavement. You taste blood. Through the sea of churning legs, you make out a gap in the police line. Make a break for it. You crawl out the brawl, get to your feet, and run like hell. The other protesters follow you out, but Dr. Alexander isn't among them. Everyone's eyes are on you. We have to keep fighting. What happened here today is not the end of us. This movement is about more than one protest. This is a setback, but we cannot stop until we have equality. The crowd cheers. Time to lead. Ugh. Well, I feel like we kind of need to do this now. Hart at the campaign. You spend some time at the campaign staff. By the end of the week, you've got recruited a few new followers. Week 3, the return. Months after the courthouse protest, the prisoners are still being held without charges. Dr. Alexander and the others in jail. Your people are getting restless. We'll wait. The cops can't hold them forever. You wait. A week passes, then another, and still nothing. It's a full month before they release the protesters, most of whom are too scared to ever talk to you again. The night, a van pulls up in front. You see headlights pulling into the parking lot. It's Dr. Alexander's van, but he's not at the wheel. It's his whole assistant, Dalton. Avoid Dalton's glare. So we get thrown in jail and you just assume you can take charge, Hart? The last 2 protests you ran left us bloodied and jailed. Everything you touch turns to shit. At least I'm doing something. Look, Dalton, you were in jail, and so was everyone else. This movement isn't about us. It's about equality for everyone. Someone had to take the lead, and I stepped up. So are you going to help me or not? I'll be there, but not because of you. I've worked too hard for this to stop now, no matter what, but if you fuck this up, it's on you. What can you do for me? I can do the tasks you don't want to do yourself. I'll do them my way, then report back to you. You may not get exactly what you wanted, but you'll get more done with my help. We'll manage until Dr. Alexander comes back. No one told you? In jail, they tried to get Dr. Alexander to break, but he wouldn't. So they did what they do. He's dead, Hart. Dr. Alexander's is dead. Shit. Okay. So we just need more of this. Return to demonstration. Get the vote out. Okay, so I'm gonna head here, and you can raise more followers. You received a call from your old college friend Kai about coming to campus and helping with voter registration. Kind of slow day so far, but I guess it's to be expected. What do you mean? You know, since your protest last year, the campus cops have been working with state security lately and making things pretty tense around here. This is outrageous. We need to do something. You ladies have authorization to be doing this kind of work here? Of course, we have our papers right here. Here are our permits. I'm going to have to ask you to close down, or else you might find yourselves in some trouble. We don't want any trouble. Okay, we'll shut down. No need for any kind of scene. Dalton at the campaign. Campaigning went well at the office this week. We found some more people who wanted to get involved. Thanks, Dalton. The way to move on, Dr. Alexander's funeral. Since Dr. Alexander's death, you've barely had time to stop and mourn. But this memorial service is about more than remembering a friend. It's about making a statement. It's your turn to speak. You step up to the podium by Dr. Alexander's empty coffin. Those government bastards wouldn't give back his body. The crowd is larger than you expected. You invited anyone who would listen. Dr. Alexander was a man who lived for the cause, but what he fought for, what he died for, does not die with him. We are still here working to fix this nation. We are the movement that Dr. Alexander left behind, and we will not rest until we have stopped those oppression of Kansk's poor citizens. We must stand united for our rights. But we do not have time to grieve. There is work to be done, and no matter the tragedy, we cannot forget that. We do not need your sorrow. What we need is your voices. As you step off the podium, the audience applause rings hollow in your ears. Dr. Alexander, your friend and mentor, is truly gone. Focus on the work. Set up a protest again, a long-term protest again to show off the solidarity. Dr. Alexander help them out. Do that and that. You enter the gates of Beam Memorial Park, currently awash in a sea of tents and fluttering banners. A protester quickly comes up to you. See what he wants. Hart, thanks for coming. We could really use your help with something right now. Go on. There's a new group of protesters, not from the movement, who want to join us. Sounds innocent enough. Something wrong? They're kind of crazy. I don't think they should be here. Crazy? Well, they seem to believe that, that fluoride put in the water by the government is a method of mind control. No harm done. Hart, I'm not comfortable with them being here. Look, just talk to them yourself. I'm sure that they will convince you. I'll go right now. A protester makes you Mahoney, who is finishing a speech in front of about 30 protesters. It depletes the brain power of our children. They want to keep us down. They want to control our minds, but we can't let them. Her speech ends, and after greeting supporters, she comes to talk. Heard you're the one in charge, Hart. Just wanted to say thanks for letting us join the camp and getting our message out. Welcome, Erdin. No problem at all. Thanks for having the courage to stand with us. If you have any problems here, let me know. I'll take care of it personally. Dalton at the return to the demonstration. I talked some of the demonstrators on wharf after the police broke it all up. A few of them want to help us. After your speech at Dr. Alexander's funeral, word about the movement has been spreading. People are talking about change and you're steadily gaining support, but not from everyone. Hart, is almost 2 a.m. You've got to go home and get some rest. Hang on, I'm almost finished. You start to answer, but you're interrupted by a sound of shattering glass. A brick crashes through your window and someone shouts, "For Kanska? I don't know what. Get out of our country." There's pounding on the door. I know, I just can't, no, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry, guys. There's a mob of government loyalists out there. We have to move. We need to run now. You and Dalton make a rush for the back door and escape into the night. Behind you, you hear government thugs yelling and ransack your headquarters. Dalton, are you okay? I'm alright, but we're screwed. We can rebuild. We have to. Well, Dalton, you need to go raise money. The only thing I can do is the campaign, really, because everything else needs too much money and I don't have any. You arrive at the Students for Change meeting. It looks very disorganized with crowds of shouting students. You push your way through and see Kai. Hey, glad you made it. We're having some pretty intense discussions right now. What do you think we should do? I really think we need to make a high road and be non-violent about this. Some of people are clamoring for something more serious, though. I completely agree. I'm with you there. Let's see if we can get them to listen to you. Lead the way, Kai. Hey everyone, listen. I think we need to approach this in a civilized way. It's better for us if we just stand what we should stand for. We are not like those security thugs. She's right. Kai is the kind of leader you need. She's committed and non-violence and sticks to her principles. Take it from me, you'd much rather stay peaceful and stick to your guns than rather pointing them back. Kai whispers to you. Thank you for jumping in like that. I'll take it from here. You've got me feeling pretty confident. Let's meet up again soon, though. I'd love to learn more about your work. Head back to the office. Cool. And at the fundraising went well at the office this week. We got some money coming in. Thanks, Dalton. The apology. The attack on your headquarters was costly, but it was also fantastic publicity. The media ran with the story, and now people are calling for an official government apology. A uniformed policeman knocks on your door. Hello, Miss Hart? President Clark has requested your presence at the palace. She would like to apologize for the recent unpleasantness in person. How very kind. You drive to the presidential palace, pulling into the Rose Garden just as President Clark is completing a speech. The garden is full of reporters and presidential security. You're led up to the podium. The primary goal of my government is and has always been order. While we do not condone the rebels' actions, we do not endorse the violence against them. She turns to you. Ms. Hart, I would like to apologize for the recent unpleasantness and offer to work with you and the issues you have raised with my rule. I'm confident we can reach a compromise. I appreciate the apology, President Clark. With the government's help, I know we can improve the lives of the citizens. She whispers to you as the cameras flash. If the press weren't watching, I'd have you killed on the spot. You agitators were the cancer on this nation, and I will root you out. Now get out of my sight. She smiles through gritted teeth and sends you away. Oh my... bitch! Okay, well, I can't do anything but get people and raise money. Spend time with the campaign staff by the end of the week. Yep, okay, cool. And, yep. You're in the middle of organizing your volunteer registry, and Dalton walks in, his face hard and determined. He sits down across from you. Look, I don't care what President Clark says. That attack on our HQ was targeted. We have to respond. It's time to take action. What do you mean? We have been earning money, gaining followers, and raising our clout. But what does that mean? Nothing's changed. The government hasn't budged on any issues. You're right. We need to make a move. You're right, Dalton. Sometimes I don't think I listen to you enough. What do you have in mind? He seems surprised. Give me 75 followers and $200. We'll go to the courthouse and stay there until they let us register to vote. If we do this, the government has to notice. Okay, take them. Thank you, Hart. You won't regret trusting me with this. I have a crowd waiting for you at the courthouse steps. You just bring that face and the media loves so much. For now, there's plenty to do. I don't have anything, do anything, so we're just gonna raise money. Spend some time in the fun, and yeah, okay, cool. but I feel like doing this is worth it. The second time around. This is the first time you've been back to the courthouse since Dr. Alexander's arrest. That protest seems so small now compared to the flood of protesters filling the streets. Dalton's done well. You make your way through the crowd. Glad to see you can make it, Hart. We've got more than 100 protesters along with every bit of media we could find. Are you handling the cops? The pigs are under control. The government can't afford any more negative press, so they won't be able to make the first move. We're untouchable. The doors of the courthouse open. People of Kansk, I understand your frustrations, but disrupting the order and civility of our country is not the answer. Let her talk. You wait to listen, but the crowd does not. Calls for President Clark's head ring out through the square. The crowd gets louder. The chants grow louder. People push against the security line as President Clark tries to yell over the commotion. Try to stop them. Remember, violence is not the answer. Our message is equality, not destruction. The crowd grows louder. Security hurries Clark back into the building while the crowd jeers. Cameras flash and scared politician runs from the crowd. A victory for now. Okay, I need to go back here because I feel like if I go back here, I can get her on my side. Let's go ahead and have you raise some money. I'm so glad you can make it. I'm worried things might get out of control. What's the situation? I've been put in charge of the students for change after you dropped by last time. But some dissenters went and threw together this protest without everyone else's go-ahead. Let's go, right now. At the front of the student union, the SFC members are holding a sit-in on the ground. A large crowd of other students have surrounded them, but police are pushing their way through. Came back with Kai. You think we should try to do something? Those cops look pretty angry. Encourage Kai to speak up. Everyone listen. Stay peaceful. Don't move against the officers. One of the police officers reaches for something on his belt. The officer sprays down the sitting protesters with a strong pepper spray. The crowd begins to disperse, but the protesters remain unmoved. One of them jumps to a lunge at the officer. The officer violently clubs him aside. Help Kai stop them from being violent. Stop. This is not what we stand for. If they show force, we show peace. This is police brutality. This is not the country we want to live in. The protesters began to shout with you. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Okay, leave things, Guy. Guy, I don't think it's smart for me to stick around given my record. I'm going to leave this to you. You can handle this. Kai looks nervous but nods. Head back to the office. Fundraising went well. Okay, cool. The unexpected visit. You head back to HQ after finishing your task. Just before going in, you notice the police car is parked outside the building. Proceed with caution. You edge into the side street, trying to get a better view. The cop's inside the car, but he's out of uniform. He's looking over his shoulder. Approach him. Hey, we need to talk. Can we go inside? If they knew I was here, that's my ass in jail. Let's get inside. If you're here to help, we'll take it. Glad to have you on the right side. Whew. Alright, I'm Sergeant James Martin, KPD. I can't work for you directly, but I hear things, and it don't sit well with me. There's been a good crackdown tonight. It's not good. Shit, what do they have? They didn't go for any of the figureheads too much publicity, but they've jailed as many of your followers as they could find. There must be something you can do. If you give me some cash, say 300, I can make sure it gets to the right hands and your people go free. Here, get them out, whatever it takes. Sure, but I can tell you that the police presence is going to be higher now. They're even talking about bringing in military. Things might be bad now, but they're gonna get worse. Listen, I gotta go. Just be careful. Drives off alone. Okay, I can go back to her. You go raise money. Dean Elder of University is addressing the student government meeting when you walk in, and Kai and the members of Students for Change wait quietly. I know things have been tense on campus lately, but it's not time for students to be putting themselves in danger by provoking the authorities. Your group begins to boo from the back loudly. Students wouldn't have to make these measures if you weren't so complicit in creating a security state on a university campus. Let Kai continue. We've come here today to demand a reduction in campus security and state police presence. We aren't here to start a war. We just want the school to be free of fear and oppression. Let Dean Elder speak. We hear you loud and clear, and you can submit your grievances, Let Kai interrupt. That's the problem. It doesn't matter how loud we get. The only change we see if things are getting worse. Take responsibility as an educator and citizen. Don't let fear rule us. Dean Eder looks unimpressed. I've heard quite enough. Security, please escort these disruptions out of the room. Better yet, take them off campus. You're removed from campus forcibly. The burning question. It's late night and you're still finishing up some work at headquarters. You're about to drift off at your desk when the phone rings. Hello? Hello, Lauren Vivito, Kansas Courier Times. I'm covering the recent civil unrest in Katsk. Is there someone in charge I could speak to? We are all equal. We don't feel comfortable defining a leader. We are a movement of people for the people, but I can tell you what I can. We want to make the city better. Look, I'm not going to stop you. I'm running a fluff piece for you. I just need a comment on what happened at the War Memorial. What? You flip on the TV, every station footage of the Kant's War Memorial in flames. Through the fire, you can't make out "Death to Tyrants" spray painted on the wall. This is not what we do. We are a non-violent movement, no matter what President Clark would tell you. We want to make Kansk better, not to burn it down. Text scrolls on the TV. Fire kills 7. The terrorists arrested for this act were active in your organization, and this is the first time you've been involved in the civil disturbance. We stand by them. These activists were fighting for what they believe in. As a movement, we will protect anyone who's willing to stand by our side. Hang up the phone. Go to her. Go to them. You and Kai are trying to get students around campus to sign your petition. It's an attempt to get Dean Elder and her administration to step down. A group of students approaches. You two look familiar. Hey, weren't you at the student government meeting in the other day causing a scene? We weren't causing a scene. We were trying to make it clear that this university administration is lockstep with our barbaric government. That's not something an education institute should ever do. Student scowls. You people are ridiculous. We need the kind of protection the university is providing to keep us safe from radical lunatics like you. That's your opinion, I suppose. I figured we'd run into someone with your perspective eventually. If you want to take the time to look at our info, maybe it might help you understand our efforts. The student's eyes narrow. Whatever, sure, I'll take one. Good luck actually getting people to buy this crap. People are smarter than that. The student takes the brochure and leaves. Well, that went better than expected. I'm surprised we didn't get someone like him coming by sooner. Maybe that means the word is getting around. That'd be great. Let's call it quits for today, though. Head back to the office. The block party went alright. I guess turnout wasn't great, but I talked to some people about some of the specifics of our movement. The final straw. You come back from the day's task to see Dalton along with some of your dedicated followers packing up their things. This can't be good. Goodbye, Hart. I am announcing my resignation, effective immediately. We need you, Dalton. Dalton, you're an essential part of this movement. You've dedicated your life to saving our country. Why abandon all that? Dalton glares at you. Don't tell me what I've given my life for, Hard. You do nothing but order us around, and where has it gotten us? I've helped us make a difference. I spent every day and night working for equality, and we're closer than we've ever been. Yes, I did take control because someone had to. Dalton's face grows red. Ever since you've got here, you've done nothing but ruin. The city's burning, cops are everywhere, and what do we have to show for it? Say nothing. That's what I thought. I'm leaving, and I'm taking my people and funds with me. We'll make better city, assuming you don't burn it to the ground first. Dalton leaves, and the crowd follows. Yeah. Well, I think I failed miserably. And now I can't do anything but try to raise money. Another late night in the office is interrupted by a knock on the door. Outside, you can see Sergeant Markin's squad car open the door. Hart, thank God, I got to you first. We have to get inside. They must have eyes on you. You look at... We don't have a lot of time. You finally push President Clark too far. The government just finalized the order. They're going to take you out. Is everyone else safe? It hadn't seen them around today, but I assume they were out working on things. Tell me they're okay. Martin shrugs. You and your movement have been declared a threat to national security, so all bets are off. They're already taking your assistance. You're only one left. This can't be happening. Look, I don't have the time to convince you. Your best bet is to get out of the country. I know a guy who can get you as far as Aristoska, but that's it. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. Kansk is my home, and I'd rather die trying to save it than live the rest of my life as a coward. Martin shakes his head. Then you've got one last chance to make an impact. The government wants to do this quietly, so stay out in the public. It's going to be tough without your assistance. I hope you had something planned. One last shot. Final protest. This is your last chance to make your voice heard. You need to disrupt Kask's daily routine. A giant protest march across Central Bridge should wake people up. Central Bridge has long been a symbol of Kansk's social-economic divide, splitting the poorer parts of the country from the wealthier and comfortable. If you block the bridge, they have no choice but to take notice. Let the police know about... The police know what you're up to. The media will too. More publicity means more protesters, and you could use the bodies. You need a way to get your protesters to the bridge. You know plenty of followers would show up, but transportation isn't cheap. Well, if they care, they'll find a way to make it, and if they don't care, then you don't need them. Scope out the march path. The path from march is crucial. Do you go through the Wharf District to energize your supporters, or go through the Riverside District so those rich bastards can fill it? Prioritize the Wharf District. The Wharf District is the most impoverished area of the city. Traveling through it will show that you represent the city's poor and add to your support. Let's do this. The wheels have been set in motion. The pieces are in place. All that remains is the march itself. The day of protest arrives. Multitude of protesters assemble early in the morning for the big march. Someone needs to get them organized. Speak about the socio-economic divide. This city is our home, and what we had to stand in the shadows as it split in two by those with money and power. But we are done just standing by. Crowd cheers. The time to talk is over. Let's take Central Bridge and show them what this movement is made of. The crowd cheers, and the march is on. You march to the bridge, gaining protesters along the way. As you pass, some people cheer you on and some slam their doors. But they all notice. Central Bridge is just a bit further, blocked by a line of police. Push through. Keep marching, these pigs can't stop us. Break their line. Police raise their weapons as you protest charge. The protesters crash into the line of cops at first. There's nothing but yelling, but then the squad cars start to move. You're doing it. You're breaking through. A gunshot rings out. You hit the pavement with the searing pain of the cop's bullet echoing through your brain. The world around you is in chaos, but there's nothing you can do. Your time has ended. You will be forgotten. Hundreds are killed in Central Bridge riot. President Clark calls for increased security throughout the city so that kind of violence will never happen again. Armed police patrol the Wharf District. For a while, you are remembered as a villain, the terrorist who incited a crowd of citizens to violence against their own nation, but as time passes, you are simply forgotten. Gansk moves on. President Clark is elected unanimously to another term. Anyone who admits to supporting the movement is rounded up and arrested for crimes against the state. Line and Gansk goes on unchanged. The movement has failed. Alright, I do want to try this again. But I will do that in another video. I do think that this is a good thing to show and do, and it's a good game to play. I really enjoy it, and I do want to do it again because I do want to know what happens, or if I can actually get it to succeed. I try to do more of my outlook of what I would do, which may not be exactly what I needed to do, and I know there's a few things I wasn't sure, but I will play this again and we will try to get a better ending. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what you thought of this game and also what other games you would like to see me play in the future. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.